British Columbia has more than 350,000 young workers, aged 15 to 24.
All right, good job, guys.
It's a fact, these young workers are at far greater risk of injury than their older, more experienced counterparts. More than half of all workplace accidents involving young workers occur during their first 6 months on the job. Nearly 20% occur during the first month.
You know, there is too many young workers dying or having, I'll say, disabling injuries for life. And my message to employers would be, remember, you have children, you have cousins. Do you want one of them to be one of those statistics?
But mostly we're going to be.
And it's not just young workers who are getting hurt. Starting a new job can be risky for workers of any age, including experienced workers. So, what leads to these troubling statistics?
With young workers, it's not just one factor. It's several factors. The lack of experience both in life and in the job, their willingness to take risk, and their keenness to prove themselves and to show themselves and prove themselves to their employers. And they're not going to ask a lot of questions. It's almost a recipe for disaster.
Some factors include young workers not being aware of the risks of their jobs, lacking safety education and training, and not being familiar with the rights and responsibilities within the workplace. As an employer, you are responsible for ensuring that your workers are prepared for the job before they start working. Providing effective orientation and training is the best way to prevent accidents.
By taking an interest and a commitment to improving young workers' safety, obviously your company, your small company, your large company, will have a competitive advantage over those that aren't giving it, well, either giving it lip service, regretfully, or not giving it the commitment of safety that is required.
So, how does one go about setting up an effective program targeted at young and new employees? The program must include 3 main steps: orientation, training, and supervision.
There is a need to orientate them to the overall workplace, to give them a sense of how things work there and what their role and their place is within the organization. Then there is a need for the specific job task training for what job they will be doing. And more importantly is the follow-through and the follow-up of that training and orientation to ensure that no gaps are left and there are no misunderstandings and in the expectations between the worker and the employer.
Use these 3 steps as the framework for developing or improving your own in-house program.
The requirements within the regulation are the foundation that all employers and businesses can utilize to set up their programs. How they deliver those programs to their learners, whether it's young workers or new workers, has a great amount of flexibility in how they do that. Each workplace will have its own specific needs, and each workplace will have its own specific culture that they can fit that program within that meets the needs of their people.
Most employers know that it can be costly and time-consuming to hire and train workers. But remember, safety is smart business.
We see all the surveys today, 100 top companies, best 40 under 40, wherever it might be, best top of this sector. Those employers aren't just because the bottom line works. It's because their employee relationships are good, their safety is good, their training is excellent, they care about. There's so many elements of it. Safety is an incredibly important part of those evaluations.
A safe workplace with employees trained in safe work procedures is a more productive workplace.
When you look at young workers, the more you invest on them, and they are your most valuable asset, the greater your return will be. And not only in a sense of the aspect of injuries and safety in that, but you will increase their productivity, their efficiency, their loyalty.
This DVD presentation includes profiles of various companies that have developed effective and innovative young and new worker programs, as well as WorkSafeBC resources that will help in the development of your own in-house program. Watch these video case studies and take ideas that can be applied to your specific situation.
There are a lot of things out there that are working and people have in place, and they're willing to share with other employers. And my hope is that you watch the video and you see something like a checklist or a letter to the parents, or something that grabs your interest and that you think that will assist you with your program development and improvement.
Young and new workers, they're worth your attention.